So this is my house. I live in Magnolia, a very nice, very boring neighborhood in Seattle. See, I found an ad on Craigslist and took the room in desperation, expecting the worst. But it turns out that for $450 a month plus bills, I get to live with a flight attendant who also travels all the time. So she's home about one day a month, which means that for $450 a month plus bills, I have my own house. Cool, but I've never lived alone before. Never. I lived with parents, roommates, girlfriends, never alone. And I have anxiety attacks. Well, not all the time. Well, of course not all the time, because if that were the case, I'd have to be doped up and constantly bedridden, but, you know, enough. Usually the panic attacks are onset by stuff like, oh, thinking about my life and what I've done to it. But now, more often than not, they arise from genuine terror. Panic attacks feel like you're dying, to put it simply, and there's a snowball effect behind them. They start with one small bit of fear, the heart lurches, then the feeling gets amplified by the additional fear that you're going to die because of the panic attack itself. It's a nifty little cycle, really, and for me it can happen just by walking by a dark window at night. Look at this window here, total blackness. I'm cooking macaroni at night, there could be anything out there, staring at me, waiting. Okay, now I'm afraid I'm starting to sound like a paranoid lunatic, but here's the thing, my fears are not entirely unfounded. You see this room right here? Funny story, there used to be another guy who lived here. Crazy alcoholic guy named Jeff. One day, he just disappeared, left all of his stuff. My roommate broke the door down and cleared his stuff out, but she's still afraid he'll come back out of the blue in a rage. Apparently he was that kind of guy, you know, violent and impulsive. So very casually, she sends me emails like this one. Out of town until March 31st. If Jeff comes by, call the police. Thanks. So you see, my fears aren't entirely unfounded. There actually is a lunatic out there, and maybe he wants his stuff back. Therefore, everything's scary. Getting home late. I turned that basement light out, didn't I? Why is this door unlocked? I know I locked it, right? I live in the basement. I have to turn this light on. But what if someone's waiting in the dark? Just a few feet away in the blackness. It's happened before. Watch your local news. People get killed all the time. The house doesn't help me with its constant creaks and groans. They always say it's just a house settling. This house has been around for decades. I think it's time it got settled for good. And then there's the dog next door, always barking. Is he trying to warn me of something, or is he just a jerk? Or both. Look, I complain too much. I like it here. I really do. I've got a great view of the city. See? And I've got a hot tub. And a chandelier over the toilet for some reason. So please, come visit sometime. Anytime. Heck, who's in the mood for a sleepover for the next few weeks? Bring your own beer. And weapons.